Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Wednesday morning trading room. Just a moment here while we get everything set up. Okay. So yesterday, pretty flat day overall as expected. The market really not going anywhere. There was some decent sized moves along the way, but overall, a fairly tough day of trading. A little bit of a rally up here through the Asian session, and the European session very, very quiet. We have just the tiniest of opening gaps below the market. We're already trading near 7,600, which was very close to yesterday's highs. And I'm thinking that maybe we're going to see a reverse here today and perhaps see the market fall off a bit. Getting some early buy signals here on the Hawk scalper, kind of getting a out of sync late filter entry signal. Here is your first eagle buy signal of the day, your first in sync signal with the eagle. And then, of course, here on the Raptor, we have a couple of signals as well. But like I said, it's still very, very early. And given that yesterday was such a quiet day, I think I may be inclined to hold off for a second. Give them a few minutes, maybe settle in. A little bit of a pullback now. The sideways congestion continues. Almost have a little bit of a double top forming. A really quick little double top here. We're getting, you can see yet another number 3 signal. And we're getting a second push opportunity on that signal as well. The second push is a great way to look at entering a market when you're not really sure whether the momentum is there. So all we're really doing is we're allowing the signal to engage, and then we see where the market reacts, and then we use that reaction bar as our entry bar, our signal bar. Geiger counter has got a little bit of some buying action going on here, showing some buying pressure, so we might anticipate some follow through from that. And there they go. At least a little bit of a run up. Back here now again to 7,600, which, it's another one of these big numbers, another one of these whole numbers where you can anticipate there's going to be selling. There's going to be a pushback whenever the market encounters a big number like that. Doesn't mean that it will turn into a reversal, of course, merely that you can expect at least a bit of a swing, if nothing else. All right, we'll see here if we get another little pushback now off of the highs. That may offer us actually a fairly decent buying opportunity. Okay, so this is now a very, very big second push on this number 3 signal. You can see the market is drifted up here a little bit. We'd actually be already halfway to our profit objective had I taken the signal on the hash mark, but I'm not sure what kind of momentum we're going to be looking at here. Oh, I guess I better get a stop in play. Oh no, I have my stop, sorry. So the Geiger counter looking a little bit bullish here. Hopefully we're going to get some bullish follow through. As we are trying to move the market a little bit higher. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we hit the break-even trigger. So close now. Oh, hooray. Now you see, if we were trading multiple contracts, our day is potentially done. We've earned our $100. That was on a single contract. If you wanted to earn more money, you would just need to trade more contracts. If you want to make $500 a day, you trade 5 contracts. You want to make $800 a day, you trade 8 contracts. It's not so much a matter of finding more opportunities, but rather capitalizing on the high probability opportunities the best that you can. Look at that buy spike. My goodness. Buyers really piling on the other side of 7,600. And it looks like they're still going. Yeah, Rick, I know what you're saying here. Rick says that's a pro's insight right there. And I won't lie to you folks, there is a little bit of a learning curve. Now, we've introduced the signal prompts to try to shorten the learning curve, but you are going to have to spend some time with your charts. We do have other tools, like I said, like the Geiger counter, try to help keep you on the right side of the trade. We're developing another tool which should be available very shortly, a new version of the flight path to try to help keep you on the right side of the trade. But a lot of times part of it is experience, and the way you're going to gather your experience more quickly is by keeping a trading journal. I mentioned that the other day as well. But remember, when the market, I mentioned this the other day, when you're looking at a chart, your biggest challenge will be trying to determine trend. Is the trend up? Is the trend down? Or is the trend sideways? Now, if you're looking at this chart and you say, well, the trend's sideways, I would not argue with you. I would say, yep, the trend is sideways, maybe up to sideways, because we're making higher swings. Right, we made a swing back here. We made another significant swing here on a rather deep pullback. Right, when the market starts to breach significant swing lows, we should anticipate a little bit more follow through to the short side, shouldn't we? And yet we didn't get that. And so then we have a little bit more follow through to the buy side, yet another buy signal. And then, as I mentioned, we get actually a couple of good second push opportunities. We had a second push opportunity back here. We had another second push opportunity up here. So there were hints that the market might be ready to head a little bit higher. And it looks like that could even have been a trade to try to run out a little bit further. And then there's the whole thing of, sometimes you just got to get out on that that ledge and take a chance. And in this case, hoping to capture some early momentum. Okay, coming back with a number 2 signal now. That's our counter trend. And our trading band starting to get a little bit broad. Counter trend signals, not something I would get too excited about, although, again, the Geiger counter kind of a little bit bearish, at least very short term. Wow, that worked out just like it was supposed to. Came down here, hit the hard edge, which is the target for the reversal. That worked out very nicely, actually. Starting to introduce a little bit more bearishness now. The hawk already turned bearish. We have a first micro macro cross to sell. The falcon in the middle of a trend change. The eagle, the only one still holding on to some bullishness. And of course, we're in the hard edge, so we should anticipate a reaction. And this would be a with trend reaction. This would produce a number 3 signal for us if the buyers show up. There now the number 3 signal. The hawk into yellow bars, so you might get a 4 arrow consolidation here to short. The falcon, the trend line has spoiled. So far we have second push opportunities on both the hawk here and, or pardon me, the eagle and the raptor. So with the second push, again, we just allowed the signal to engage, and then we use that as our signal bar. Stops ideally should go at least a couple of swings back. And I would be looking for a little bit more bullishness to come into the market now. I'm not really keen on this trade because of the proximity here to this high. It's a little bit tight to try to manage this trade. We'll see what happens. I may have to be a little bit more aggressive with my stops. Come on, get up there. You can do it. I can probably bring my stop here below this swing and the median line on our support and resistance suite. That's that gold line that runs right through the middle. And I may even bring my break even in a little bit, my auto break even trigger. Come on, there we go. All right, so we're playing now on their dime. And hopefully we will see a bit of a push through as we get, or attempt to get back to the high of the day. No, wasn't there. Wasn't there yet. Oh, maybe I got tagged too early. Getting a little bit more of a secondary push now back potentially to the high. Oh, that was unfortunate. Well, we're still kind of moving a little bit sideways right now. Well, another reaction maybe. The eagle still plodding along here off of the red bar buy signal off of the hard edge. We have yet another number 3 signal, as you can see. I did get tagged perhaps a little bit too early. All right, well, you know, we're back near the highs. Here's another number 3 signal we could try. Oh, no, it doesn't look like they're going to give it to me just yet. All right, I'll throw it in there for now. We'll see if there's any kind of follow through. You can almost see the momentum starting to drain out of the market. Okay, here they come again. We're really close to this hard edge here. If we produce another buy signal, visually you may interpret it as another number 3 signal. It won't print as a number 3, but it's starting to look like a number 3. All right, if we engage this signal, I think I'm going to be a lot more aggressive here on my stops. Okay, we have some buying going on. Let's see if the buyers are going to fulfill that number 3 signal, and no, at the moment it doesn't look like they will. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to close out that order for now, and we'll just put that back on the shelf. Here you can see the hawk becoming a bit of a jumbled mess. The falcon waffling quite a bit. Here the eagle is starting to show us something interesting. We have a rather obvious retest of the high, a test of the extreme. Trade forecaster says we're in swing mode right now, migrating to scalp mode, which is probably going to continue this sideways choppiness that we've been experiencing. All right, back to the hard edge. We might be looking at a trend reversal, maybe. Oh, although there is some buying coming back. Can't really get much of a clue here from the Hawk scalper. Like I said, it's got a lot of yellow bars kind of printing in clusters. If you're not sure, there's nothing wrong with waiting. Okay, well, there was a nice little reaction there to the hard edge. Well, what are we doing now? It seems like we're stuck sideways yet again. The E-mini hasn't gone anywhere today. The Russell actually drifting a little bit lower. We're getting a first micro macro cross here in the Hawk scalper, and here too we have the opportunity for either to take the first micro macro cross, which is going to print right there, or perhaps even use a second push entry opportunity. Yeah, right now though, like I said, it's almost as though we've watched all the momentum drain out of the marketplace. And we can close that order out now. All right, let's put that away. Looks like we're going to make a run back now to the high of the morning, high of the day, near the 76.16 area. And I guess here with the Hawk, we did get that first micro macro cross slash macro pullback, giving us some follow through. The big deal now, the high of the morning, see if the market can push on through to make a new high. Once again, once you hit rather obvious area of resistance, a rather obvious swing high, you can anticipate that there might be some sort of reaction there, and you can plan for that. Ray's watching the ADX for a clue. He says the default ADX settings is in sideways, making it difficult trading. Yes, I'm sure the ADX is not showing anything remotely resembling a trend right now. And here we get the bearish pushback that we were kind of anticipating. And we are back into the hard edge. So if the buyers are going to muster a rally, they're going to have to do it soon. They're going to have to do it off of one of these hard edges. Otherwise, we could be looking at a potential reversal and maybe even a little bit of a move lower. We'll see what they do. Well, they're thinking about it. And here we are now with that visual number 3 signal. It did not encounter it looks like it hit the hard edge, but I guess it may have come up just a tick short. But visually, that certainly qualifies as a number 3 signal. Let's see if we get a second push opportunity on this one. Well, we'll put that away. I thought we might have got something out of that, but nope, not right now. Well, a little bit, maybe a little bit of buying, and I'm basing that kind of on the trend, what I'm seeing here in the Geiger counter. But really a difficult day at the moment. Had a promising start. Now we're kind of in limbo. In spite of that buying spike that we were watching here on the Geiger counter, there was little to no follow through. Well, so far anyway. The hard edge bounces on the Eagle today are practically textbook, even though you can see being in scalp mode, the pullbacks are a little bit more frequent. It means you probably have to keep your stops a little bit further away. Paul asks, how is it that losses stack so much faster than gains? Yes, ain't that the truth? We still have a bit of a bullish bent here. Albeit a slight one. Kind of retesting the highs here at the moment. Oh, there we go. A little bit of an uptick. I'm working out not too badly. Another big buying spike. So it's starting to look as though, if you have to choose a direction here, just best to get on with the bulls somewhere. Maybe if we get another pullback here, maybe something back into the hard edge, that may offer us a decent opportunity. Or the market may play out like it did yesterday and really just kind of fall flat. now one of these discretionary signals, or at least the warning dot building. Well, I was hoping for a little more of a pullback here. We're not getting much in the way of pullbacks right now. Well, I was hoping there might be an opportunity here, but not yet. Getting a little bit more bearishness here, the Geiger counter turning over a little bit. Well, we'll stay with it for a few minutes more. I do need to close the trading room early for today and tomorrow. I'm sorry, I got an appointment out of town again, and I have to try to beat the traffic. But it doesn't look like we're missing a whole lot right now. The market really quite stagnant. Yeah, Scott says he's had enough fun. See you later, Scott. Not a bad morning. You know, we did have our opportunities. Um, but yeah, just kind of a funny kind of day today. All right, gang. If there's no questions, I think, like I said, we'll button up shop here. And I will see you again tomorrow morning. If you are going to continue trading this afternoon, the market is obviously bullish. And you should look for additional buying opportunities on pullbacks. Although it's very likely the market will also tend to drift sideways from here. All right, I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.